everyone, welcome back to Rebecca's Colouring Arts and Crafts. So this is another book review that I'm doing today. So this is The Fork, the Witch and the Worm, Tales from Allegasia by Christopher Paolini. I probably butchered that. This was provided to me by Penguin Random House Australia in exchange for a review. It did come signed, with a book plate in it, which I was completely shocked and surprised and amazed and so happy about. But this is from a series of short stories based after the original book quartet, is it, for 4 books. So I obviously have these books and they're looking a bit worn from when I was a kid and I read them so much. But this is the Eragon series by Christopher Paolini, and with Saphira and Eragon and all of the other characters that you see in here. So that book that I just showed you as the first book is Eragon. Our second book is Eldest, which you probably can't really see that easy. Third book is Rasinga. And the fourth book was Inheritance. And obviously this is a series of tales based around dragons and dwarves and elves and all sorts of amazing characters, and magic is obviously part of it, and dragon riders and riding dragons and everything like that. So this book is actually a series of short stories based after the final book, when you see Eragon leaving the land of Allegasia for the final time on a boat. And I think most of the stories are based around there from what I know, and it's based around the Eldinari, which is the dragon hearts, and setting up their new base of locations and trying to get new baby dragons to hatch for the dragon riders or just the dragons in general. And it's also got tales from the Uragel, I think it is, creatures with horns and fur and things like that. So this is sort of all based around a series of short struggles with where they're setting up and their new location, and tales that have come from past ancestors and stuff of I guess past ancestors of that race or those creatures. And so there is definitely magic in here. There's dragons, the dragon bond between Saphira and Eragon and their connection, and it is a series of 3 short stories. There is also a witch in here, Angela the herbalist, and the charge that Eragon accidentally cursed but didn't mean to curse when he was still new to his powers and he didn't understand. And he tried blessing the girl, but she didn't end up blessed. She ended up cursed, and trying to train her and spending some time with her and learning about what happened there, but also learning about Angela the Witch's history. And that was written by Christopher Paolini's wife, I think it was. So yeah, it's just, I guess, a whole series of short stories based around the Eragon series. So you've obviously got a bit of a coloured map here at their new location signature page, and yeah, here it is. It says, with Angela Paolini writing as Angela the herbalist on the nature of the stars. So our stories are the Fork, the Witch, and then there's the Worm. The Worm is the one based around the Uragel's history and a dragon that comes around, and then the Lethra-Branker, I think it is, or basically the Razak, the advanced race of the Razak, are in the Worm. The Witch is Angela's story, and Elvira, I think it is. Elvira, the child that Eragon tried to give a blessing, but unfortunately didn't end up as a blessing, and it ended up as a curse, and blah blah blah. And the fork is to do with Eragon's journey with, I guess, creating their new base of location and how that's all going, and the stories sort of rotate around their new base of locations but past histories and tales, and it really brings you back into the world of Allegasia. And even though they no longer live there, it still brings histories and stories, and Sophia is still a part of it. The blood elves, I think, are still part of it. Dwarves are still part of it. Elves are still part of it. And so, yeah, and it even touched on Murtiga in there at one point, which was awesome to see, because at the end of the final book, Murtiga disappeared. So, as I said, it's a series of 3 short stories. It's basically just bringing you back into the world of Eragon, Brasinga, Eldest, and Inheritance, or the world of Allegasia. I'm not sure if there's going to be more volumes or not, because it mentions volume 1, Eragon, which makes me wonder if maybe there is going to be more short stories in the future. I'm not sure. It's something that is a question mark, and I'm curious to know if it is, because I really enjoyed these series of short stories. I think I read them in like 2 or 3 days. Just because I was really got into it and really loving it, with the descriptions and the world building and plot building and storyline, and yeah, just I loved it. Like I usually love fantasy books, but I'm also loving, as I've said, trialing other types of books like thrillers and contemporaries and all of that. I think I said it was provided to me by Penguin Random House in exchange for a review. I actually need to find who sent this to me again, but I'll work that out after. I don't need to bring that up here. But yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this book review of The Fork, the Witch and the Worm. I'm not really sure, it's been a while since I read it, so I'm not really sure what else I can sort of say about it, and I don't mind keeping it a bit spoiler free anyway. Like sometimes I'll have a longer review, other times I'll have a shorter review. I guess it depends on what I do, or if I read a bit of a sample from one of the short stories, if it's a series of short stories or what, like I did with the one before. But yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please leave a like, subscribe and comment. I always love hearing from you. If you have any other questions about it, feel free to ask them in the comments and I will answer. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye!